Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Young and the no, Bold and the Beautiful edition. Today is Wednesday, June the 29th, 2022. Okay, this is my third time trying to do it, so if it don't work out this time, it is what it is. Y'all just getting what you're getting. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh my gosh. All right, so this soap was so anticlimactic. Y'all, I started doing laundry while this soap was on. And y'all know this is my favorite one, but it didn't give what I was wanting it to give to me today. I don't know why. Scale of 1 out of 10, I'm gonna give it a solid 7. So we see that Carter is at the restaurant and they've decorated everything for him and he wanted a Paris theme and Ridge comes in and he says who did all this and he says I did for Paris. He was like, Paris did this? He was like, no, it's me. I ain't like that cake, y'all. I ain't like that cake. Really, I didn't like the decorations because I'm not like a flower girl. I would have liked like a soft background of lights or something like that and just a few but that's just me. But I mean, I get the theme. He wanted to be Paris. He made it French and everything. And so then we see that Ridge asks him, he tells him it's not too late to get out of this. Oh, he's going to take Paris to Paris after the wedding. He said, it's not too late to get out of this. He said, no, I have to do this. I need to do this. He said, you need to do this because you're in love with Gwen and you're just running from your feelings and everything. I'm not going to hold you long on this. It wasn't much. He said, you're running from your feelings and everything. And Carter said, just support me. I just need my best friend to support me. And that's it with that. So then Charlie comes and he says, oh, this is real nice. And he tells oh no, this is before that. He says it's real nice and everything. And so then we see that Carter leaves and Bill comes in and Charlie's like, what are you doing here? He said, I'm head of security and I was invited because I'm one of the main donators for the Foresters Foundation. And then and everything. So he was just like, so I'm gonna be here. Paris invited him. And so then we see that Paris is in her room getting ready and everything. She actually called Carter and he does tell her, I love you. So he did say it. And I said, Carter, you wrong telling this girl you love her knowing you don't love her. But I digress. She was just so excited. Is that my husband? I see. I said, girl. But anyway, so we see she's getting ready and Hope is helping her and she really wanted her mother to be there. Liam is not there, but she really wanted her mother to be there and Hope says, well, it's not too late. She can still come. And then Zende comes by and he visits Paris and he brings her a little pretty delicate corsage and everything. He said it's something old school. He said it's not old but it's old school and it was cute. And so he tells her, I'm at the end of the day I've always told you I wanted you to be happy and I love you. I mean, he didn't say I love you. He said I want, but we know that's what he means. I want you to be happy and if Carter makes you happy then I'm happy for you. And he says, where's your mom? She says she's not coming, I don't think. He was like, man, I'm sorry to hear that. And then here comes Miss Grace. She came on through. You know you was coming, Miss Grace. And Paris is going into her arms. I'm so happy to see you, mommy. So Zende leaves and he goes down there with Bill and everything. And Charlie said, I'm surprised to see you here. And Zende says, well, everybody knows how I feel like about Paris and I'm going to support her in whatever she does. And Hope is there as well. So they're all getting ready for the wedding. So, okay. So then we see Grace and Paris and she's still trying to tell Paris, don't do this, Paris. Do not get married to this man. And Paris like, mommy, why can't you just support me, mom? And she says, Paris, he's doing this too quickly. He's running from something. Listen to your mama, please. And she says, no, mom, we're in love with each other and we want to get married. Please just support me on this day. And she's like, I'm afraid for you, Paris. And mama, you ain't never lied because I don't think this is going to work how they thinking it's going to work as far as Carter and Quinn just going to fall into each other's arms and be happy. They finna have a mess on their hands with Paris. And that's that with that. So then um we see that Ridge goes back to Carter and he says, well, if you want to do this, it's time to come on. Oh, Ridge, he be tickling me. He be tickling me. I said, oh, he talks to everybody like this. He be tickling me. And Carter said, I just need another minute. I said, mm-hmm. So he needs another minute to try to get himself together because he built to marry this girl. So then he go down or whatever, and people have started arriving for the wedding, and the minister tells Carter, are you sure about this? And while he waiting on Paris to come, he said, because forever is a long time to be married to somebody, so are you sure? And Carter's just like, yeah. And so then they, Hope walks down the aisle because the wedding has started. Hope walks down the aisle, and then we see Paris shows up. Her hair is pretty. They did something with her braids, so it's pretty. But I like, listen, I can't talk about anybody's hair. I cannot. But y'all need to do something to her roots. Like, she is on TV. Hit one of those girls up that's on Young and the Restless, because nobody does it better. Hit one of those girls up on Young and the Restless that do African American, black people's hair, biracial people's hair, and have them come help Paris, because that makes no sense how y'all got the roots on her braids. Like, girl, y'all, she's on TV, but they did do her braids really pretty. I'm not a whole fan. Like, she looked nice. It was a little understated, but I guess it's gonna be understated. But no, I'm not gonna say that because y'all are in fashion and stuff. I thought it could have been a little bit better, but I'm just gonna say it was the next day that they did. Like, they planned this in a day, so we're just gonna go with that. So Paris is walking down and she's happy as crap, to be marrying this man. And Carter is just like, okay, let's do this or whatever. And so that's that with them. So then we go over here to Eric and Quinn. So she's walked in with them and she's like, Donna, Eric, what is going on? And so he getting up out of the bed and stuff, and Donna tries to say, Quinn, it was, and she tells Donna, shut up. And so Donna go over there with Bridget because Bridget was like, Aunt Donna? And so Eric is trying to explain to Quinn that, I'm so sorry, I was gonna tell you. She said, I've been fighting for our marriage. She said, how did you know I was here or whatever? He said, how did you know I was here? And she tells him, the ring I put in, and Bridget said she put a smart device in your ring, so every time your heart rate was going, she said, she could monitor your heart. And Quinn says, I was the one, I put that in your ring, and every time your heart rate was going, I thought you were, I was concerned about you, but you just been with Donna. Like, that's why your heart rate and everything was spiking, because you were excited with Donna and everything. And so he tells Donna and Bridget to leave. I'm not going to hold you long on this because it wasn't much. He tells Donna and Bridget to leave, and they do, to give them their privacy. And he talks to Quinn, and he says, because she keeps saying, I worked so hard on getting our marriage back to what it was. She said, I know I betrayed you, but this, I'm shocked. She said, I was running around telling everyone how faithful and loyal you are. And he said, I don't want to be this man. I don't want to be this man that cheats on his wife. He said, and I promised I was going to tell you tonight. Now, this is my issue with this. Now, because he says, okay, I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to tell you. So he says, I didn't want to be this man. And he said, but I talked to you in the living room, and that made me realize something. And she was like, what? He said, you're still in love with Carter. You still have feelings for him and everything. Because Quinn is just like, she's so hurt. She thought they were working on something. She's been trying so hard. She's been, and everything. And so, but now he tells her, like, it made me realize, he said, yes, you betrayed me and I'm wrong for the way I'm doing this. He said, but it made me realize that we were good. We were meant to be together until we weren't. And he said, we're not meant to be together, because he said, being with Donna is easy. It's fun. It's calming. It's not work. He can just be in love with her, and being in love with Quinn is work right now. And he said, and it's the same way with Carter and everything. And so he tells her, I know you're still in love with them. When you knew about the wedding and everything, having that conversation made me realize how much I love Donna. And he said, and I realized how much he was like, you had an affair with Carter, but you really did fall for him. And she said, yes, I did. She said, I do love him. And then she was just like, Is this is how it's gonna end? And he was like, yes, and because you're in love with him and I'm in love with someone else. And so she goes ahead and continues to admit that she's in love with Carter, and she's been fighting that feeling. She tried not to be in love with him. She tried to be faithful to Eric, but she just could not fight that, and she can't fight that any longer. And she said, so it's okay. Like she said, I don't. She was like, I can be with Carter now. She said, because I don't have to worry about what, betraying you, hurting you. I don't have to worry about what your family's gonna say. I don't have to worry about what people will think about me. I can now go and be happy with the man I love. And he said, yes. And she said, so it's gonna end like this, with us. And he was like, we still care about each other. He gonna have a relationship with Quinn like he got with Brooke. That's all this is, where they really care about each other and everything. And so he tells her, now this is my only problem. If you knew Quinn was in love with this man and you know he get married or whatever, and you realize you wanted to be with Donna and all that, why you didn't tell this girl earlier so she could have went ahead and went and been with Carter and stopped this wedding? Now you tell her the wedding's about to start. You still got time to go over there. So go and be with Carter and whatever. She says, yes, I still have time. Okay, I can go be with the man that I love. And he says, go, go. And I said, well, Eric, you could have told her go before all this wedding happened, where she could have went to Carter and stopped it. Because truth be told, they show her going to the wedding, but I don't know if Carter is going to choose her. I don't know. Maybe he will. Really, at this point, I don't care. If Carter decides not to choose Quinn and he goes ahead and gets with Paris, we all know what's going to end up happening. He gonna have an affair with Quinn. But I don't know, because Paris was saying Carter tell this woman to leave, and he wasn't telling her to leave in the preview. So let's see what happens, y'all. And that was the bold and the beautiful today, guys. You tell me what you think, and I will see you on a new episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Even if you don't subscribe, that's okay. I'll still be doing these videos for you. But hit that like button for me. Bye.